Taking the my_bedroom_me tasks, we can see my tasks are in the timeline. Now we can't actually see all the wording within some of these tasks, and we can expand that by changing the text lines per task. Currently that's 1, but if I increase that to 2, we can see 2 lines of text per task, and 3 lines, and 4 lines. Now some of the narrower time tasks are still not being displayed, and we just get the first letter and ... But some of the others are now having enough space to display their full task name. Now we could instead zoom in and out of the timeline, and we can do that with the control on the wheel. So if I click into the timeline and control on the wheel, you can see that zooms in and out quite happily. I will then need to scroll to bring the tasks into play, and you can see these ones are now visible that were very narrow before. And we can zoom in, so that's closer. Let's choose the 8th of January. Monday the 7th at 8 PM, 9 PM. So we can get really close, just like we can on the Gantt chart. Notice that any zooming I do here has no effect at all on the Gantt chart down here. That has its own separate zoom. So I can go in and out using control, zoom, and you can see you can get really very, very far away and everything's squashed up. Or you can go the other way and then have to bring the timeline back into play. So it's getting the right level of zoom for your tasks. Now, if you're not wanting to control things with the control on the wheel, you can choose the view ribbon and alter the zoom here. So we've got zoom out, zoom in, and each click will obviously take you one direction each way. If you need to see the whole project on the screen, you can simply click Entire Project, and that brings the whole project into view on the timeline on your screen. So that's the ability to zoom in and out of the timeline should it be necessary for you to be able to read what the actual tasks are saying. Another clever little function is the pan. Rather than just the zoom, we have pan. Now this is achieved by firstly selecting a number of tasks, doesn't really matter which ones. Then on the view ribbon, choose selected tasks, and you see that's now available because I've actually selected some tasks. This then selects those tasks in the timeline, and this little area here can be moved. Now what you'll see is as you move it, the time that appears between this area is the area you see on the Gantt chart down here. So if I move across to this little section, I also have to scroll downwards. These 2 tasks are the ones that I see here. Well, these 2 tasks of mine, obviously the other tasks that aren't me are still available in the Gantt chart. Now this pan can be increased, so I can see a wider time batch, or it can be narrowed up and then moved along as you need to see things. So wider, narrower, and then moved to the right location within your project to show those particular tasks in the Gantt chart. Now that facility to pan and zoom is only available because of this tick being on. Without that tick, you can't zoom in and out, and you can't pan across as we've done there. Now this pan can be extended to cover the whole project, and then it actually disappears. So at which point, if you do want it back, you need to bring it back by highlighting any number of tasks really. View selected tasks, and that brings your little pan tool back into place for you to move it about and resize it. But effectively it's like a window on the Gantt chart. This area here is then equivalent to this area here, time-wise. That's the area you would see.